Good morning, everyone. I'm Derek. This is There Will Be Cars. On this channel, I review new vehicles. So you will see trucks, you will see SUVs, and of course, there will be cars. Today, I'm at the Texas Auto Writers Association's 2019 Texas Truck Rodeo, in case you couldn't tell. We're testing a variety of SUVs and trucks on and off-road, and we're going to determine the winners of a variety of categories. The two biggest trophies of this event are the titles of SUV of Texas and Truck of Texas. I'm sure you've seen some commercials that, you know, a certain manufacturer touts, oh, we have the 2018 Truck of Texas. This is where my colleagues and I determine vehicles win those titles. Right now, I'm in one of the entries. This is the 2020 Hyundai Palisade. This is loaded. This is a limited all-wheel drive model. There are no options on this because it's basically got everything. As it sits, it's about $47,000 and change. I'm going to give you a quick tour, and then I'm going to take it on-road and off-road. My pal Brian from New Car Spin is doing me the courtesy of filming this, so thanks a lot. If you haven't seen his channel, click the link below and be sure to, of course, like and subscribe. And please do the same for There Will Be Cars. If you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and do that. And feel free to leave a comment about this video below. Let's start by taking a look under the hood. So right there, it's Hyundai's 3.8 liter V6, 291 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. That's mated to an 8-speed automatic. And in this particular model, power's routed through all-wheel drive with a locking center differential. Now you can definitely tell Hyundai's modern design DNA is present in this vehicle. You've seen some of these design cues on some of its other vehicles, like the Kona in particular. You know, these real narrow, real slim lights. And I just think it looks fantastic in this color, especially with the way they did the bright work. It's very sleek. And of course, it's a 3-row. So plenty of room for you and 6 of your favorite passengers. And back here, you got these vertical taillights, spread out chrome letters for the name. No dual exhaust, but a nice geometry to them. More bright work, of course. But really the highlight of this vehicle so far, I've just been in this vehicle for a few minutes, did a little scouting run of the trail with Brian earlier. I rode as a passenger. What really surprised me about this is the interior, so I'll give you a look at that. I really didn't know what to expect in here, but there have been a lot of pleasant surprises. And for me, it starts with the door panels, this perforated quilting. That's pretty cool. And then you got this, it's not carbon fiber, but it has this technical look to it. It's got a little bit of shimmer. It's dynamic. And then the tops of the door panels, soft touch. There's a little bit of give to them. And you got heated seats, more quilting back here. Heated steering wheel, and then this nice drape to the center console. And let's get another look at the second row. No bench seat in here. You got dual captain's chairs, you got rear HVAC, second row HVAC. And then this is really helpful. This is one thing I love about larger SUVs is the roof-mounted HVAC vents to really get air circulation instead of just 2 little vents down there. And this is another standout feature, the headliner. It's a microfiber, suede-like headliner, which instantly makes it feel more high-end. And then, of course, you got the front sunroof. It's a conventional opening style. You got the shade, you pull it back. But then you got this panoramic sunroof over the back 2 rows. So now that I've shown you under the hood and inside, I'm going to take the Palisade off-road through a short course and then on-road to give you an idea of how it performs in both settings. This is a short course. I think they were saying about 7 or 8 minutes. not terribly complicated. It's, you know, a lot of soft roading over these gravel trails, but there is a section where it's a sort of staircase formation, and you go up and you go down, but nothing terribly challenging. So we'll get a little taste of what this does off-road. Not really sure how many Palisade owners will do soft roading, and if they do, to what extent, but we're going to get an idea of how this performs out here, just in case you're curious or you wind up being one of those Palisade owners that does do some off-road driving. So far so good. We've got it in the smart setting. Ride quality, very nice so far. Let's see. Don't have the center locker engaged, but it's no problem. Got plenty of traction. Getting up this increasingly softer earth. We've got a steady drizzle going here, so over the course of however long this lasts, it'll just get a little bit softer out here, but it's not like it was at the rodeo last year, because it was an absolute downpour. We ended up having to pull away from the ranch that we were testing at and just run the event out of a parking garage and just do street routes. So hopefully we don't get to that point this year. Let's see. I got a nice command center right here. All the transmission controls, heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel, nice obvious buttons. For that kind of stuff, I'm glad they just have dedicated hard buttons to it, because certain vehicles, like if you know, especially like if you want to turn on the heated steering wheel, you have to go through the touch screen and go through a menu or two to get to that, or certain other features. But to me, heated seats, heated steering wheel, especially if you live in the north where it really gets cold, you want that stuff immediately accessible, and this it is.
I do want to add, though, it's organized, but there are actually a lot of buttons here. It doesn't look like it, but there are many buttons.
We've come to this up and down section, real bumpy. So just for grins, I'm going to engage the center locker. There we go. All right, now I know what my own spleen tastes like. Go uphill here. Good thing is it doesn't have a massive hulking hood, so I'm not having any visibility problems even going uphill. And we got a little rutted section here. Line up the wheels just right. Oh, yikes. Okay.
What's the ground clearance on this, Derek? That much.
Yes, exactly. We just found it.
And we can't raise the suspension because it's not adjustable height-wise.
Now I'm going to take the Palisade on-road just to see how it handles, how quiet it is, what the pickup is like. I've got it in the comfort setting, but at some point on the route, I'm going to switch it into sport to see how peppy this thing can be. Pretty relaxed right now. Feels good so far. Feels good. Test the pickup. No big surprises there. A little more wind noise than I thought.
It's actually the same amount of wind noise as the Kia Telluride that we did the road trip in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Doesn't sound too far off. I could imagine putting a lot of miles on one of these and it being pretty comfortable. Let's see what the steering is like. Yeah, pretty slow off center. Don't want to keep it out too long, so I'm going to switch it into sport mode. And
The gauges changed color.
oh yes, nice and red and dramatic. That definitely says sport right there. Steering still feels a little slow. These wipers on. Feels a little snappier, as it should.
Oh, and now it's raining, of course.
Oh boy. Okay, well. There is a weather mode for the Palisade, but it's a snow mode. So yeah, again, if you live up north, that's a feature that I'm sure would come in handy, as well as the locking center diff. Okay. All right. So let's turn around here. And right there you got the side view mirror and your gauge cluster. I don't imagine that's something that I would use a lot, but I'm not everybody. You might be somebody that would find that very useful. I think it's thoughtful. Just in case you want to use it or need to use it, it's there. You got a wireless charging pad, so that's nice.
In here too. And then when you're not using it, you have your little breakfast table or drawing space or something.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably put my camera on there. I just wouldn't want it sliding around, but it's a good sized space.
What is your take on that tachometer, though, being that it's operating counterclockwise?
Oh, yeah, that's a bit odd. And then I'm so used to the tach being on the left.
I think they intentionally designed it to be opposite of the Telluride.
Yeah, it makes sense. Differentiate them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it in comfort, and let's see. Yeah, the tach still stays there. I thought maybe they did that just in sport mode, but yeah, they got the speedo on the left. Now that I think about it, it kind of makes sense in a way. In a vehicle like this, it's not a track vehicle, so tach, your RPMs are not as important as they would be in, say, like a Corvette or an AMG. You know, a vehicle like this, a 3-row SUV, you're going to be more concerned about your speed, staying legal, staying safe. So it kind of makes sense to put it on the far left because we're so used to that being the first thing we see and register.
It is a cool display, though.
Yeah, it looks good. Slick, modern.
Yeah.
You know, colorful, but not too colorful.
Well, everyone's doing it now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no such thing as just a simple display anymore.
No.
I mean, for years, BMW used the dual round gauges, the tach and the speedo, and now they've got that sort of morphed peripheral display in their newer vehicles.
I think the Volvo XC90 was the first to use the full screen for the cluster in an SUV.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, you got me. I haven't spent a whole lot of time in those. They're
Well,
good looking, but I just haven't had a lot of time in them.
guess what's here?
XC90.
XC90. Guess what you're doing next?
Hopefully driving that.
Guess what your viewers are watching next?
Whatever I tell them to.
Nice approach.
Well, to be honest with you, I have no idea what my viewers are watching next. I just hope that it's one of the videos on There Will Be Cars. Well, that's it for my time in the 2020 Hyundai Palisade Limited. Thank you for watching. There will be more videos on There Will Be Cars from the 2019 Texas Truck Rodeo. I hope you give those a look. And if you haven't already, subscribe to There Will Be Cars. Please do that. Please go ahead and like this video and click the notification bell because I'm always bringing new content to There Will Be Cars. And I hope you give it a watch. Thanks.
Yeah. Be sure to like and subscribe.
Yes, please do that for There Will Be Cars and, of course, New Car Spin.
No. Just There Will Be Cars. Do it. You owe it to Derek. He does great videos. He's got a great cameraman. And he says great things on camera. All right, let's park this thing and move on to the next one.
Yes.
How about the XC90, which we were behind?
Yeah, if we can.
All right, let's do it.